For the second week in a row, former President Bill Clinton is visiting Kentucky. He's here to rally support for his wife's presidential campaign.
The Democratic presidential primary will be one of the races on the ballot for next Tuesday's election. WKYT's Victor Puente is live for us in Frankfort, where former President Clinton held a rally earlier this afternoon.
Well, the former president spoke for about 45 minutes. He touched on Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. He said his wife Hillary has the experience to move the country into the future. Clinton began his talk with a reference to Kentucky politics and the fight over the cuts that played out last session.
If there is anybody in the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky that knows what happens to education, health care, and the long-term economic welfare of the state, if you have Republicans-only government, you do, because if it weren't for the Democratic House, you would be in a world of hurt today.
He went on to talk about Hillary's plans to create jobs by rebuilding America's infrastructure. He referenced lead in the water in Flint, Michigan, and said replacing the nation's aging utilities would create jobs.
If we took them all up and laid down clean ones, we couldn't export the jobs. We could give every kid in this country a healthy future. That's the kind of thing she wants to do.
He also said Hillary could keep the country safe, saying we couldn't afford to ignore her experience.
She is the only person who is qualified to go in there and both keep us safe and give us the space we need to grow in a troubled world. You cannot afford to ignore that.
Many of the people I spoke to said they were excited to be here because they had voted for Bill Clinton when he ran for president. A few of them had the buttons and shirts to prove it. Live in Frankfort, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. Right now, Clinton is in Lexington. He is making an unscheduled stop in downtown Lexington. From there, he is then set to speak in Prestonsburg at about 7:45 tonight.